there's no one else that can match up to Speed's craziness. I've met all the content creators in Singapore. No one can match him. And like Chen Hao was the best of us, and this already happened.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Help Desk. As always, I'm your host Drew, and I am joined as always as well by Pris and Alfie. How are you guys doing? What have you guys been up to in the last week or so?
Work.
Lots
of work.
Living very interesting lives, you guys. But okay, I've got an update because, in the Bigle MG episode, I talked about going for a spin.
Ooh.
I went for a spin again. Actually, my partner heard that and she was very upset with me.
Why?
She didn't like what I said about spin at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she said I made her sound like she wasn't trying hard enough. What do you guys think? I mean, you've seen the episode, right? Do you think I made her sound like that? I mean, if she says I did, then I guess I did. Sorry, you were going to say something?
You did talk quite like
Yeah,
badly about that.
okay. Well, I apologize for that.
She's probably right. No.
Yeah.
Always right, I think is what I would say. I did go to spin again, and this time I got feedback from the instructor. And the instructor told my girlfriend that it looked like I was dying. So I just want to put on record that I wasn't dying. The reason why it looked like I was straining was because I was doing double what everyone else was doing.
What do you mean?
Like, when they say like, twist the thing 2 revolutions so the resistance goes up.
Yes.
Whenever she said do 2 twists, I did 4 twists.
Was there a reason why?
Just because I felt like I needed more of a workout that day.
What?
Yeah, so I let the record show that that's the reason why. If anyone saw me in that spin class, that's why I looked like I was having a tough time. It's because I was doing more than everyone else.
But we'll never know if it's true or not.
Yeah, but you trust me, right? I mean, do I seem like a liar to you? Would I lie about something like this?
Okay, but why did you decide to do that?
I don't know. Okay. At the start of the class, I was just doing what she was telling us to do. And I just kind of felt like, I'm not really feeling the burn right now.
You need the challenge.
I needed
You
the
were up for-
challenge.
okay.
Yeah. And I
So
thought if I'm going to spend the money to be here, I might as well just go all out, like we said
That's
in the
true.
past.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
I must say though, what I was struggling with was the timing and the coordination of when everyone was pulsing, I was like, and then there'll be like 2 pulse, 1 clap or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll always clap late. So maybe that's what she saw. But let the record show that I wasn't struggling because it's hard. I was struggling because I had increased the resistance and I have no good sense of rhythm. Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of no good sense of rhythm, unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about? No?
No.
Okay, that intro is just for me to set the record straight. And I think that's what this podcast is for me to defend myself when I'm seen doing something embarrassing in public. Speaking of seen doing something embarrassing in public, let's get to our guest. Yeah, our guest today has been real talking since 2018 until in 2020, he decided that he would be just saying whatever comes to mind. Now in 2024, he's a self-made man. He has his own boxing gym as well as his own clothing brand, all the while continually banging out shows that have gone viral in Singapore over the years. His name is Dew Francis. Thank you so much for joining us on Help
Hello,
Desk.
everybody. Thank you for having me. That's a great introduction, man.
Thank you. I can't take credit for it. It was written by our producer, Iqmal.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's a rapper. Is he a rapper? Because I see how he include my show names in
The references and things like that.
and he's been banging shows
Yeah.
and other things.
Yeah, maybe we should try him out later. Like, come on and do some raps or something like that for us. Yeah. Okay, let's cut to the first thing that we want to talk about. I mean, I think this will come out a little bit later, but obviously you had that stream with Speed.
Yes.
Well, how was that? Can you tell us a bit about that?
I can. So you want to know the whole experience?
I mean, like, how did he get in contact with you? How does that happen?
Okay.
He leaves a comment on Backstage Bunch or something.
No. So I don't know the sequence of events, right?
Yeah.
But I knew that Chen Hao and my business partner got contacted first.
Okay.
Yeah. But then he went ahead with Chen Hao, I think for obvious reasons, because Chen Hao is a creator.
Yeah.
So Chen Hao did it first. That whole hoo-ha happened. He left. And then the night before he came back, 11 p.m., I was lying on my bed, fam. And then I was added into a group chat with me, my business partner, Speed, his managers, and his security guards.
Okay, yeah.
And then they were like, we need your help for tomorrow. Can you guys come up with some ideas?
Okay.
So I'm like, what?
What the heck? No
Yeah.
warning.
No
Just added
warning.
to the group chat.
Yeah, at all. So like, I don't know this guy, But I know I watched his stream, so I kind of understand his vibe on what he wants to do, right?
Yeah.
And in my head, I know the street walking needs to happen,
Yeah.
right? That is like fan serving portion of it.
Yeah.
But where do we walk and anything? So I just gave him like a few ideas like Haji Lane, Chinatown, Little India, Geylang, right?
Yeah.
And didn't reply at all.
No one says anything. Not even the manager, not the security.
Nothing. Nobody said anything.
Okay.
And I knew the next day I had filming.
Speed is slow to reply. I see.
Yeah. and my filming was like, I was booked for 3 hours. It was a paid gig somehow, you know.
Yeah.
And I knew in my head like, oh man, if he texts me anytime tomorrow, I'll be dead.
Yeah.
Right? Because I will leave the filming. Because to me, this is an opportunity that I will not miss.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Not knowing how it will turn out lah. So I went there. Thankfully, I was filming with a friend, Sonia Chu. So I told her like, yo, like, you know, I got added into a good chat with Speed, blah, blah, blah. I even called her for help actually.
Okay.
Because what Speed wanted to do was a private thing.
Yeah.
So I needed a huge studio. Right? And my studio couldn't fit like what he wanted to do. He wanted to do the 20 versus 1 girls thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So I called Sonia. I'm like, hey, since I'm ready at MediaCorp tomorrow, can I rent the auditorium in MediaCorp or something, you know?
Yeah.
She made some calls, couldn't lah. MediaCorp is MediaCorp. Of course, you have to go through layers, right? Yeah. So long story short, I went to the filming. At 11 a.m, bro, the manager texted me like, "Yo, can you be at the hotel at 12?"
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, right? I just started rolling.
Yeah.
So I said at 12:45 can. Yeah. So I filmed 1 episode. It was supposed to be 3 episodes. 1 episode, I told them I'm so sorry. I left lah. So when I went to the hotel, didn't know what to expect. Manager came down. Nice guy. Manager was super nice. He's like, yo, let's go for lunch. So we went for lunch and that's where we started discussing
Okay.
what we're going to do lah. And
Yeah.
then Speed came down. So when I was talking to him, okay, I don't know what kind of person he is, right? But I didn't get a lot of information out of him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as the tour guide, I was panicking a bit because like, okay, I need to tell the drivers where to go. I need
Yeah.
to make sure you're safe and everything. Only towards the end of the meeting and then we settled. Yeah, so I gave him a few ideas like Haw Par Villa.
Yeah.
And then I realized Haw Par Villa is under renovation. Right?
He would have loved Harperville. That would have been sick, actually, to see him at Harperville.
Yeah, so I was thinking of places where he can react.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even called the Silat national team.
Wow.
I'm like, yo, are you guys training today? If you guys are training today, can I bring him there? All right. They were like, honestly, it's a bit too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, it's like, okay, one sport that is quite cultural to Singapore, and I am Malay, so I'll probably pick Silat lah, right? I mean,
Yeah.
karate, all these, like you can do it like in other countries,
Yeah.
but I feel like Silat only Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that couldn't happen. Call Trifecta. So Trifecta was my idea, and they said, okay, we will do it. And then they were like, what time? I said, you know what? I don't know. Like because you can go any other way, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, why not we go to okay? Then the other concern is everything needs to be maximum 20 minutes apart,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So in my head, okay, that's not a problem because it's Singapore. But what he doesn't want to do is sit in a car for too long. And I get that as a creator, I get that because I have friends who are streamers as well. You need to be entertained throughout the entire stream.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so if he sits in the car and the camera is just there for 20 minutes, like you might get a 2,000 people drop out kind of
Yeah,
thing, right?
yeah.
So that's why he sits on the bike.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
okay,
it's more
smart.
entertaining if he sits on the bike,
Yeah.
right? So he can disturb people and people will follow him.
Yes.
And I think he knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so final plan already, and then what I had to do was a list of the places that we were going. So like Haji Lane, Chinatown, again 10 minutes apart, right? And then the Trifecta, and then the bungee,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So the bungee was planned for him to hit 32 million followers, and then he jumped down.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I opened up his following count at the time, and he was quite close to 32 million. And we were already in Sentosa. He was living in Sentosa. So I'm like, bro, do you want to do the bungee first? He's
Yeah.
like, because I said, like, you know, it's nearby.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I'm not going to hit the 32 million. So let's go out first. So all of that happened. And I don't know how people know where we were going to park the cars. So you saw that race that happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
The-
dude with the cash.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God. Wow, I forgot his name.
Kindness, radical,
radical kindness, yeah.
Kindness.
When the stream started, I stepped out of the car first, and I stepped away from the car so that in case, like, you know, people see. there are 3 Alphats there. Obviously, it's him. Then there are 3 bikes there. So we all parked like quite far away from each other just to no suspicion, right? But when I stepped out of the car, wow, people were there already.
Oh, serious?
And I had no idea how they knew because the manager was quite strict on leaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was the one who made the list. And I was the one who dropped the pin on where exactly to park.
Yeah.
Because you need people to... We need 3 Alphats like, and everything,
Yes,
right? We need to exit the car properly. I'm like, oh my god, I have no idea. So I came out, that radical kindness thing happened already. Yeah. So I'm like, okay lah, just let it flow lah.
Yeah. But he was pretty chill with that.
He is content.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, in my head also, I was like, content, good lah. You know,
Yeah,
like,
okay.
yeah,
Like something's happening.
Yeah, you are actually helping me.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
Because in case I scared, he thinks Singapore is boring, right? And then, I thought my job was to show him around. No, bro. My job, like, really, was just to lead where he's gonna go.
Okay.
Right? So the security guard was amazing, Rudiger and Henry. He was like, bro, you just need to walk like at least 50 meters away from him and keep raising your hand so he can see
Where to go.
where to go.
Yeah.
And that was my job, like the whole time.
Yeah.
Right? And if there's a swarm and everything, then I have to wait somewhere where he can see. So actually, what you don't see on the screen is actually me jumping and just doing this. so he can see.
So it was
Yeah.
an arm workout for you the whole stream.
Buddha
Yeah,
claps.
yeah. And then like people started giving him gifts, right?
Yeah.
He had no hands to carry.
Yeah.
So he cannot give to the security guard, so he gives to the manager. Manager had no hands to carry. Halfway during the mob, right? The manager was like, yo, like, dude, you need to find me a plastic bag. And I'm like, how do I find a plastic bag while lead this guy? Because if I go into a shop,
Yeah, he's gonna
I'll
walk
be
into the
missing.
shop.
Yeah. So I just, at Haji Lane, there was some guy selling newspapers. I'm like, uncle, can I have a plastic bag? Like a big one. So I just took, he said he don't have a, so I said, do you have a trash bag? So I just took a trash bag. And then we put all the gifts inside. Yeah, and then, what was interesting was that I think it was on stream, right? When we were at Trifecta, we were supposed to go back to Sentosa already, and because he wants to be on the bikes, bikes cannot go into Sentosa, right?
Yeah.
And I think, the reason is because there used to be a lot of bikes that raced in Sentosa, so bikes cannot go in. So I told him, I'm like, yo, like we need to take the car because the bikes cannot go into Sentosa. And he was like, oh, why not? This and that. I'm like, that's the law, right? So he's like, someone was suggesting, oh, take the monorail.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no way lah. Like, hey.
That would be insane.
So I explained to him, for you to take the monorail, you need to drop off at the mall, which is Vivo, right?
Yeah.
And you need to walk up that 3 levels of escalator. And we all know where the drop off is to the escalator. Even though it's short, it's going to be mad.
Yeah.
Right? So then he was like, yeah, let's do it. Then I'm like, no. Right? So he's like, okay, why not I take the bike nearby Sentosa and then we switch
Okay.
into the car. So in my head, I'm like, that's a bad idea.
Where are you gonna stop?
Exactly. And I know for a fact that there were so many bikes there that were ready to follow him already.
Yeah.
And there were cops there and everything. So I'm like, oh my god, guys, like, tough job, right? So I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna make sure he says it on camera. And he did. And I just follow. Yeah, so I
Nice,
just
okay.
follow. And then my driver got lost. So, okay, to be fair, I don't even know. So the driver have their own group chat, right?
Yeah.
And they already decided on which bus stop to stop at. I have no idea where that bus stop is.
Okay.
So I just follow my driver lah. And because we were late because we were swarmed by a lot of people, so the car cannot move. So we were driving and then driving towards Sentosa, and then there was a divider lah. So he went this way, and then he realized, oh no, speed went this way. So we had to make a round. When we made that round, we reached the bus stop. Bus stop was crowded, bro. I'm like, oh no, like, okay. So I opened the door, I just shouted his name, and then he ran in lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then Simu Liu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
So
was that like?
so we pissed him off actually.
Oh, really?
Hard. We pissed him off hard because of time,
Okay.
right? So, and I think he understands, or maybe he doesn't. I don't know whether he watched streaming.
Was
or
he
speed
watching the stream while
Yeah.
waiting for you guys?
And like, stream has to be very spontaneous and everything, right? So we made him wait like 1.5 hours.
oh,
At Sentosa.
At Sentosa.
you made Shang-Chi wait 1.5 hours, bro.
Yeah, so I was like panicking already, and I wasn't a contact, right? Because I was in Speed. So my business partners, Gush Cloud, were the one that helped me
Yeah.
contact
Simu.
Simu. So then they were texting me like, yo, you need to come here like right now, bro. Like, but I said, what can I do?
He's about to bust the ring of powers out.
Yeah.
This is powers, man.
Okay, so the plan was for Speed to go up all the way to the bungee, open the door, Simu is there.
Oh.
So it's like a surprise.
Yeah.
So when we went there, I'm like, okay, Ken, finally it's gonna happen, right? Because we reached there about like 6:15, 6:20, and Simu was there at 4. So can you imagine he's up all the way up there, just doing nothing. The upstairs got no drinks, nothing. No.
Yeah.
So the employees at AJ Haircut need to like keep going up and down, giving drinks and everything. So when there, I whispered to the guard, I'm like, you need to go all the way up. He was like, no, we are not close to 32. So Speed was like, nah, I'm gonna do the swing first. So I'm like, oh my god.
So Simu's just waiting up there while
Waiting up there,
and you
yeah.
see Speed like running around doing all these random activities.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And
yeah.
at the swing, he was buying time
Yeah.
to
Okay.
reach 32.
Yep.
So we made him wait for another like 15-20 minutes, and then he finally came down. So he came down, right? And I saw his face when he came out of the elevator. Wasn't good lah. But when he saw Speed, he straight away smiled.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He was on camera maybe.
So off camera, I went to him. I'm like, yo, I'm so sorry, this and that. And he was like, nah, it's okay. I knew he was pissed. Yeah.
You're not gonna be invited to his next party or anything like that, I guess.
Nah, no, yeah. So that was my experience with Speed. And I mean, a lot of people ask me why I don't talk about it on my Instagram. So I never did any like
Yeah.
live or like a rundown of what happened. And the answer is I never really answered it, but I don't feel right like basking in the success or whatever everyone is calling it, right?
Yeah. Like you don't want to use it for your own clout or anything.
Yeah, when Chen Hao is getting the heat.
Oh yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chen Hao is a friend, and I also respect him a lot as a creator, right?
Yeah.
Great businessman, great creator. So I'm like, cannot lah.
Yeah.
Cannot be I take in W host, W everything when Chen Hao did actually half the job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Because like the cars, the motorbikes, the security were all Chen Hao's contacts.
Okay.
Right.
So at 11 p.m. the night before, I didn't have to call these people.
Yeah.
Because Chen Hao already did.
Yeah.
So half the job was done, right? So I'm like, I cannot bask in this. I cannot anything. So I'll just post a photo of him. And in the photo, I'll make sure that I actually thank Chen Hao, right?
Yeah.
And throughout the entire like 4 to 5 hours, Chen Hao always checks on me.
Wow,
He will
okay.
text me like, yo, you okay? You're good? Like you need to call this, call that. And I'm no, we're good.
Yeah. Nice guy. Maybe you should have invited him, and then at the end of the stream, you and Chen Hao do a bungee jump together.
He wasn't in town.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
okay.
think if he was in town, he might or might not lah. Now he on camera he said he will not do it again.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, I also will not do it
Would
again.
you never do it again?
Nah, like one time
Stressful
finish,
experience.
yeah, like good experience though. Like for you to be in like really in the middle of it with the number one streamer in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's an opportunity that I feel like no one would miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know he's got like that persona, but he comes honestly in other things I've seen him in, he comes across as someone who's really smart actually.
He's a content genius, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Like you see him as that crazy guy, right?
Yeah.
And people find him like obnoxious. Like people say he has ADHD. I don't know whether it's true or not. But you see how he plans his content. It's just pure genius, bro. Like every minute something needs to happen. Every minute if something is not happening, he will say something stupid. Like it's to just keep people entertained. That takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that's a character, right? Because when he plays game, he's not as wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you backtrack to like the old Speed, right, where he reached 1 million followers and everything, he will actually jump from
Yeah.
he will actually headbutt his computer
He'll do
and
nuts,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's these types of things, man. It's like really a content genius. Yeah.
Damn.
Now there's a reason why he's number one, lah.
Yeah. Definitely.
You guys got questions on Speed?
That's crazy. No, I didn't expect it to be like that organized actually. It didn't
Oh,
seem
thank you.
it didn't
Yeah.
seem organized because it's like an organized mess.
Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, now that you say it, like that makes a lot of sense. Because how does he know where to go? Like, obviously you have to be in front, like telling him where to go. But because on stream, it just looks like he's just wandering around.
Yeah.
Like,
So someone posted, someone sent me a screenshot of an influencer posting something like, there's no one else that can match up to Speed's craziness. I've met all the content creators in Singapore. No one can match it. And like, like Chen Hao was the best of us and this already happened. And then I saw it, I'm like, in my head, you cannot match him. It's true, you cannot match him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you need to like calm him down. And I feel like that was the job. And when I went into the project, I'm like, okay, like you really need to calm him down because if anything happens, it's on me.
yeah.
Yeah, so you cannot match his craziness.
Yeah.
You can let him be crazy, but Speed, these are the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, he'd been traveling around Southeast Asia in countries where maybe the rules are not as like tight as
Yeah.
Singapore. So
Yeah.
maybe it's like a bit of a culture shock coming to like
Yes.
to somewhere like Singapore where it's a bit more
Yeah.
strict, a bit more restricted.
Yeah. Someone skipped PSLE to come see him.
Oh my gosh.
That Kwanyang school guy. You see?
That's so dumb.
I
I don't
saw
know
a
if I
lot
saw
of
that,
like
yeah.
secondary school and like people in uniform going to the.
Yeah, and it was like
Yeah.
afternoon, right?
Yes.
Like the one that climbed that one. Climb the cake to get it.
Oh, to get
Yeah, so
wow,
below he was like, I skip PSLE, I skip PSLE. Yeah. So I think that's why I speak. I was like, okay, come. I
He's
sign.
He knew what PSLE was,
he's
or
so
someone had to explain it
screwed.
to him.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You skipped something? Okay, come up. Okay, are you ready to tackle the questions that we have from our audience?
Yes,
Cody?
let's
now
go.
that we've gotten all this speed stuff out of the way, I hope that people watching, like that. Okay, but before we get to that, if you are watching now and you have a question, you have something that is keeping you up at night, you have a heavy weight on your chest, you can write into us at the link that's on the screen right now. You can find that same link in our show description. And maybe, who knows, we'll get someone like Dew Francis to answer your question.
Yes, I'm a
offer his
I'm a good
perspectives.
friend.
Okay, this first question, it's from someone named, using the pseudonym Baba Black Sheep. Are you ready for this? This one,
It
I
sounds
think...
like it's gonna be a troll. Okay,
It
yes.
might.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Baba Black Sheep writes, context, gay man. So I recruited this guy for a job because he was interested and much more qualified than the other candidates. Yes, but he was cute. He was also cute, exactly my type. I thought it would be nice to have some scenery. Come to find out from other sources, he's gay too, with similar interests and hobbies. Plus, I am potentially his type too. Problem is, I am his supervisor at work, so there is a huge conflict of interest. Plus, I don't want to seem predatory. After all, I did recruit him partly because I am attracted to him. I am 2 years older, 23 versus 21. But good gay men are hard to find. So how? Pursue or don't pursue? If pursue, then slow burn. How to initiate? Doesn't seem like he knows I am gay yet.
Oh my god.
What
Wait,
should Baba
for
Black
a
Sheep do?
23-year-old to be hiring people, what good job, brother.
Yeah, right?
I know, nuts, right?
Yeah,
you're doing
yeah.
well, first of all, Baba Black Sheep.
Yeah, Baba Black Sheep. Nah, man, office relationships will never work out.
Oh, you think
Will
so?
never work
You
out.
guys
Okay,
are against-
I totally agree. I'll tell
Right?
you later. Yeah.
and I had a lot of experiences in not me, my friends had a lot of experiences.
Nice correction, nice clarification.
Like around me. Only one office relationship that they got married. Yeah. And that's Dan Lim from the Daily Catch Up.
Oh,
Yeah, so he was a
okay,
colleague for a very long time and he was
Yeah.
dating Nat. They got married. Right? But of course, like, it's tough.
Yeah.
I feel if let's say if you guys are dating and you guys are working towards like whatever life brings, right? I cannot imagine waking up to the same person and working with the same person. Like where
There's
do
a
I
space.
where can I up? You know, like where can I be with my boys
Yeah.
and like shit up, you know? But to answer Baba Black Sheep, firstly, what if he's not gay? Is
Yeah.
that guy gay?
He needs to find out for sure. Though he says other sources say he's gay too, with similar interests and hobbies. I don't know how he found that out.
Okay, firstly, it means you're not a very good gay, Baba Black Sheep, because your gaydar is not strong.
Yeah, you have to go off other people, right?
Yeah.
that's
Like I
important.
feel like I am not gay, but my gaydar is strong. You know?
Whoa,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And if I look at someone, I'm like, you are gay. Yeah.
Can you
But I will
tell-
let you tell me that you're gay. I'm not gonna assume.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Can
in
you
your
tell
mind,
in
you
your
might think,
in this room?
Oh, then no one is gay. Lah.
whoa, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, it's the men, but the girls I cannot tell.
Oh, so your gaydar is only for men.
Yeah.
Oh.
But to answer Baba Black Sheep, yo, I feel like I'm more gay than you. Let me teach you something that my gay friends teach me. Okay? So to know if the other person is gay and if the other person is interested in doing more things with you, make eye contact.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then?
So this is in a context of, let's say, like in a club or wherever else outside of work lah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if let's say now me and you are both gay and we make eye contact and you know like the eyes don't lie, right? So like make that kind of eye contact, I don't know the movement lah. And if the guy like reciprocate, he's gay. Because as a straight guy, and if I see a gay guy looking at me like that, I'll just be like,
You just look away immediately?
Yeah, but if the guy like, he's gay.
Like if you maintain the eye contact and there's like a burning passion in the
Yeah.
pupils.
That is actually the consent.
Consent.
That's what I hear from my gay friends, really.
It's like a rom-com.
Consent is like,
Okay.
okay, if let's say today I'm at the gym, I'm working out, then I look at this guy working out, and then I look at him, and he looks at me like 2 seconds, and then he nods his head, I nod my head. That's the consent.
Alfie, you had something you wanted to say about workplace relationships.
Yeah.
I think I disagree with what you'll have to say, but go on.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't think colleagues should ever date.
Yeah.
I think it's super weird, even if they're not in the same team or like a supervisor, like underling kind of situation. It's like, how do you, if you go eat lunch, then if you ditch your partner, then it's like, isn't it kind of rude? But then like, then if you fight, then you have to come into the office. Like, there's no escape. Like what you said.
Yeah.
There's no escape from the person. Like, if you make like friends in your workplace, right, you kind of have to include them also. There's like there's no like separation from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, and if you break up,
Yeah, who's gonna quit?
I can't.
Right? Who's gonna quit the
Okay.
job?
I can't.
Wait, let me interject here. So I've had a workplace relationship.
Gay.
No, I mean we're not together anymore, but we're still good friends. I think it worked out pretty well for us.
No,
Very rare lah, bro.
rare,
Okay,
really
okay,
so
but okay,
rare.
since you had experience, right? You guys bonded over work first, right?
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
then, like, did the relationship last throughout your entire work career?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I've only had one job. I've just been at Mothership the entire time. So
Oh,
we both
okay.
still work for Mothership.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause like there are some people who had office relationships, right? They say like if you bond over like office stuff, and then when you realize when you guys are not in the office anymore,
There's
when you guys
nothing
go out
else
for
to
drinks,
talk
you all go out for
about.
dates, right? You guys still talk about work. Because you
yeah.
guys bonded over that, like who are you, who am I, we don't know. I only know
True.
you like professionally. I've seen you professionally.
Colleague / girlfriend.
Yeah. just finish.
And then back to work.
Yeah,
And
back
get
to
the
work.
Get the
Just-
laptop out.
That's the as in consensually. Just don't need to get into a relationship.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, I tend to disagree. I disagree because I've experienced. I think it worked out okay. We weren't working in the same team. It's not like she was my supervisor and I wasn't her supervisor. In fact, when we first started dating, she was like, I don't know what you like.
Senior.
Yeah, so I think she took advantage of me. Let's be
wow.
clear there.
Wow.
She used her position of power. No, I'm just kidding.
But what did your bosses say about it?
There were other people in workplace relationships at the time, so yeah, so it was not it wasn't like a totally new thing, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it worked out okay for us. We're not together anymore, but we're still friends.
They
and-
are.
Chris, what do you reckon?
About workplace
Yeah.
relationships. Wow. Okay. When I was younger, I didn't understand why people said that you shouldn't go to the same workplace as your partner. Because like, I thought that it would be more convenient because it's like, oh, you
Can
guys,
carpool.
yeah, like you guys are like going to the same place and like, you know, y'all are spending a lot of time together. But also I think throughout the years, I realized that y'all really need each other's spaces. Like y'all really need your personal time. But also at the same time, it depends. I mean, like a lot of people say that it might not work out, but for Drew, I mean,
You know what's funny
like-
actually? I just thought of it. Both my parents, like they're divorced and remarried, and they
Yeah.
both remarried to people they met at their workplaces.
Oh.
Yeah, so maybe it's just in my blood. Like I can't help myself.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
defying the odds of
A little
what
bit, yeah.
workplace relationships might be.
My parents are divorced. My father always cheats, so I think it's in my blood also.
Oh, okay. So that's your excuse. That's what you say.
My father teach me one.
It's in the bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the.
Oh my.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh.
you don't have. Would you count yourself as having a full-time job?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would a workplace relationship look like to you?
Like if I date like Jade.
Okay.
Or
Yeah, like your
Muna,
co-host and
yeah,
things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
But we are way past that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
What's that mean? Can you elaborate?
Like no, I think we. So my relationship with them is like very interesting. We have very different relationships, but they are like really bros.
Right.
You know, like and we have a code. It's like,
code?
Yeah, it's like the bro code, but it applies to them also.
Okay.
And their sis code also applies to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so like you know for a fact that I'll keep your secrets for a very long time. You also keep my secrets for a very long time. And these are the Jay and Muna are the some that there are a few of them. So Jay and Muna are my friends. They're so real that they are the ones. If let's say I'm doing something stupid, they will call me out immediately.
Yeah.
If I'm doing a good job, if I'm winning, they will celebrate it with me. You know, yeah. So we are way past that already. It's like I mean, I still find them attractive lah. You know,
Yeah.
like I still think they are very hot and everything, but to love them, what? It's like, you know, it's like
different.
loving a guy, like loving my bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you were putting together like backstage bunch and you're picking your co-host, did you have the same problem that Baba Black Sheep has? Like, I don't know, hiring someone because they're attractive and you're like, oh, you know what I mean?
I mean, like, I feel like all the girls on my show are attractive. So like, hiring someone attractive is one of the factors.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
No lah. As in, I don't think like, oh, can I date this? Can I date that? Because me and Saffron, like I knew her when she was 14. So like we are way past that also. I knew Jade for a very long time. Muna was a new addition, right? Because Muna, I mean we know each other in the YouTube scene, but we were never really, you know. But I am not Muna's type. Muna likes old men, like proper old CPF money about to come out type men. So it's like okay, I'm not her type. She's also not really my type. She's older than me. And then there's Keisha.
How much older? You don't like older women.
No, I'm okay with them. Muna is 36, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's 4 years older than me. I'm 32.
Yeah.
Keisha is hot. I
No, it ended there. Yeah.
yeah. So
Nothing else to say.
but we never lah. They're really like, I feel like they look at me as a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just another girl in the group.
Okay.
One of the girls go.
Yeah, like really. Yeah, so it's a bit weird.
But would you ever consider it? Or no? I mean, I guess you are against workplace relationships, full stop.
I mean, if let's say both of us are own, like okay, both. Let's say if any of them like, hey, dude, like no, I really want a BTO. You know, like and I don't think I'm ever gonna get married. Let's just get married on paper and just buy a BTO, and then we flip it together. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we both like you go and date other people, I go and date other people lah. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the BTO, you know, we can stay together. It's like housemates, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, to give Baba Black Sheep some proper advice,
Yeah.
I think like he's asking if it's predatory. I mean, given that you're the supervisor, I kind of think that's out of the question, man. You shouldn't do it if you're the supervisor.
Okay, you know what? I feel like there's nothing wrong in asking.
Asking
Just ask.
if you're gay or if you're interested.
Yeah.
Both.
Is there anything wrong in asking?
If you're the supervisor,
But like,
though,
what are you suggesting? By
you're like in a
asking?
position of
Yeah.
power.
Nothing wrong. So it's just a question like, hey,
Whoa.
Are you gay?
are you gay?
Okay, asking that, I think
are you
is okay.
interested? Is a different thing, right?
Yeah, just say, hey, are you gay? Because I am. What's wrong with that?
Oh, I don't know.
It's like I go out to a girl at a club. Hey, are you single?
Yeah, but different.
Okay, then do it outside of work. Do it outside of work. No, I feel like
after the eye contact.
yes.
Ah,
Like
okay,
after
okay.
work, then you ask him. Okay, like you need to plan this properly, blah 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 shit. So let's say you plan to ask him. Don't ask him out for drinks or whatever. Ask him in a like casual setting. Like don't set up a meeting or some type of like date looking thing just to ask that question. Yeah.
Put it in Google Cal.
Don't ask it during your performance review of the person as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just ask her. I wouldn't be offended if my supervisor asked me if I'm gay.
But then what if you feel like, what if you're not attracted to the supervisor and you feel like they're coming on to you? Then wouldn't that put you in an awkward position? You know what I mean?
That's why I ask. Okay.
Just get
if-
out in the open.
Yeah. So if you ask, it gives the person an opportunity to tell you off.
Oh.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But then if the person tells you to off, then you've got to take it well as well. You got to take it
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
with
Like a supervisor.
integrity, yeah, and like not treat that person differently because they rejected you.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Ask. Ask, and if he says yes, and then like, oh, are you single? No, and then you're like, okay, you got your answer lah.
Yeah. I mean, he's also asking about age difference. I don't know, 2 years to me.
2 years is fine lah, brother.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
My
2
friends are
years.
married to men 10 years older than them.
Oh, but I
Yeah.
feel like the age gap, it depends on how old you are. Like if you're like 20, or like if you're like 25 and then you're like a 15-year-old girl, I think that's a bit.
I mean, I think there's a 7 rule or something like that, right?
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
So your age divided by 2 plus 7 or something.
Yeah.
That's the
What?
rule.
What?
You never heard this rule
No.
before? What? Are you serious?
No.
Okay, so like I'm 31, right? I divide my age by 2, so that what's that? Like 15, then plus 7, 22.
So that's the acceptable.
The youngest, according to this rule, that you.
Okay, yeah, I think the age gap really matters depending on how old you are. Yeah, and that rule, I mean, I guess it applies, but I don't think everyone like uses that rule. Cause I've heard of stories where teachers are interested in their students, and then like after the student graduates, then they start a relationship.
That sounds pretty
Is
messed
that
up.
sexual grooming?
I don't know.
It kind of sounds like it, to be
That
honest.
sound like it.
But like the
Yeah.
thing is like, okay, then people were like, my friends and I were debating like, okay, because the relationship happened after the student graduated. So like, does that make it like not moral?
It's basically a loophole, right?
A loophole?
I don't
Because
know.
it's like-
I still think it's weird.
I think it's
still
weird
it's
also.
freaking
I think it's weird also. But
What do you think?
Okay, 16. I don't play under 20.
yeah lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to
Yeah.
me, like 20 and above, you know, like I would think about it. Yeah,
Okay.
but below like 19, I don't play. Like,
How about the upper limit? What's the upper limit for you?
as long as you're hot, man. Like really, like when you you know, like generally people when they think of like old people or older people, they're like, nah, they're not hot anymore. But there's a lot of like, what I hear, a lot of sugar mummies who are like still, you know, still
Yeah.
like keeping up with time, still looking good and everything, and they have like sugar babies and everything. Yeah, I would do that.
Well, do you guys have upper limits?
Now, maybe like 10.
10 plus 10? Yeah.
Up 10.
Yeah, minus 10 is a bit.
Okay, like let's say David Beckham, you won't take.
I will.
Yeah,
It's
David
like,
Beckham's like
That's like-
40 plus
Yeah,
50.
plus
Oh,
20.
that's more.
Yeah, you see, like it doesn't matter for as long as you're hot.
But what about the conversation?
It doesn't matter, man.
Not if you're hot, apparently.
Yeah, like you tell me like J-Lo now 40 plus, I won't take. Hey, yeah. No, you can usually the older ones. I feel like they will, for the lack of a better phrase, dumb down themselves a bit. Yeah. For the younger ones, because in a way, like the younger ones will not miss out, because we are still like, you know,
Right.
constantly like growing up, constantly learning. But they are the has-beens, like they have went through it and everything.
Right.
So they have more experience, they are more knowledgeable. So when they see a younger person going through it, they know like, okay, I went through it before. Yeah. So I feel like there are some older people who want to control you, but there are some who like will just let you go through it, and they will dumb themselves down. Like let's say if you like to party and they know like you like to party but they're over it, they're like, okay, I will join you once a month type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like relatively healthy, to be fair.
Yeah. And the younger person is like, they also have to understand that, you know, like they are done with it.
Right.
And it's not like, let's say they don't want to follow you, that they don't love you or anything. They're just done with it lah. Yeah. Yeah. And some girls will just say like, oh, my boyfriend boring lah, he's old. He's good lah. You know?
Yeah, you don't have to worry too much.
Yeah, exactly.
He just
Like,
stays at home.
you know for a fact that, you know, like his bank is rolling because he's not like spending money on drinks or whatever it is, you know.
True.
Okay, Baba Black Sheep, back to your question. Do you think you should just ask the person? I think that because you're a supervisor, you should stay away from it. Just get on Grindr or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you go to Dew's gym and then, I don't know, maybe you can find,
Or
like
you
some
know what?
fit people there.
Just peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah. Like, just like, you know, every time you come to work, dress nice and everything. And if let's say he really interested and then he ask you, hey boss, are you gay?
Wear the I'm Just Ken like hoodie. You know that
What's
like
that?
that fuzzy hoodie from the
From the Barbie
from
movie.
the Barbie movie? Yeah, wear that.
I don't
You know what I'm
think
talking
that's
about?
a
The
statement.
rainbow one?
Is that a statement?
Oh, I mean, I
That you're
think,
gay?
no, but it might be like a hint. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool. I might wear it.
So the next question we have is from She Swan I Frog. Hi Mothership, I'm an aspiring content creator as well. How do you guys deal with some of the unhinged comments that you get on your videos? I've been trying to put out my content and I'll be the first to admit it may not be the best, but I can't stop being discouraged by some commenters, especially when it's about personal when it's personal about appearances or things like that. So how does She Swan I Frog deal with mean comments online? Any tips?
As in when I just started out also I had trouble with it, you know. But what I realized is that some of these comments are true.
Okay.
Some of these comments are the things that your friends won't tell you. You know, like
Yeah.
for example, if let's say I say something very stupid, I say something very chauvinistic on the show or whatever it is, and my friends don't tell me, the comments will say it. Right? And this is where I feel like when I read the comments, this is how I make use of it, right? So when I read it, I'm like, okay, do is this, do is that, and then I will reflect on myself. And like, okay, I can come off as this, I can come off of that. And it helps me understand the audience better or how the world works better. You know? Because not everybody agrees with how I live my life. And I don't agree with how everybody else live their life, you know?
Yeah.
But especially with Muslim market, for example, and everything, if I say something stupid, they correct me, I learn. Yeah. So if let's say this person is saying, oh, you're fat, probably it's real. You know? Like if your friends are not telling you that you're fat, and the comments are saying, you know, you're fat, maybe it's real. But you know, like there's BMI and everything or whatever it is, right? But these people are saying things that they see.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And if these people are saying like, oh, you don't sound as smart, maybe it's real. Because you didn't do your research properly. You missed out some points. You know, these kind of things. Yeah. So instead of getting affected by it, take it, reflect on yourself, or like, oh, maybe I really do have bad skin. Maybe I should go and take care of my skin. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. How long have you been making content for?
Oh, too long, bro. No, say too long lah.
Since what age?
Since 2015, 2016.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
shit.
about close to a decade.
And do you feel like the way that you've dealt with mean comments over, you know, since then has changed, or do you still read all the comments?
No, I don't read. I don't read anything, especially on TikTok. I don't read it.
Why
Yeah.
is TikTok worse?
TikTok comments are just on another level.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was one time I posted something on TikTok, and I didn't realize it was going crazy
Yeah.
because I don't read the comment. I post, I goes. You know, like I don't
Turn off
really care. Yeah,
notifications.
Then my friends were telling me like, yo, check TikTok. So I checked TikTok, and it was something that I said about like religion lah, about my own religion, and people were angry cause like I said I'm a liberal.
Yeah.
So they were angry, and I read it. I'm like, okay. So basically, what I said was that I didn't say Allah. I said I believe in a higher being, but I am Muslim. So they were angry. They were like, how can you be Muslim and you believe in a higher being? And they thought like, you know, I believe in another higher being.
Yeah.
But no, that's not what I was saying. The reason why I didn't say Allah was because I couldn't pronounce it properly.
Okay.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Full stop. And the commenters were going crazy, and I was like, what did I do wrong? So I read the comments, and they were like, why are you pushing like your beliefs on TikTok and everything? So I'm like, okay, I get it now. Like I get why you guys are confused. I get why you guys are angry. Like basically, I am saying that it's okay to be this, to be that, and I'm not saying that it's not okay. They are saying like, you know, if you're doing something wrong, just keep it to yourself. Like why are you encouraging people to sin? I see that, but my point is also I'm also encouraging people to be themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Were you ever affected by in your whole tenure from when you're 15 onwards?
Yeah,
did you ever
once.
find yourself super
I
affected?
right at the top of my head, there was one comment, right? This was when I just started out, and I was talking about my sex life online, and this guy was like, "Oh, you fat. How can you?" Because I was fat last time, right?
Yeah.
Stop lying. You've been banging girls and everything. Stop lying that you've been banging girls and everything. I was raged up. I'm like, I am not lying. Like I was talking about my ex-girlfriend, you know?
Yeah, here's the proof.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I need to reply this guy, you know? Like, so I wanted to reply the guy, if you don't believe me, ask your mom. So then my producer of the show was like, nah, don't. Like, you know, like you are like jeopardizing the show and everything. And at that point of time, we also don't know YouTube that well, right? We also don't know how to reply comments that well. I was angry, yeah. I was so angry that, you know, like, okay, maybe I should stop doing this show because like no one will believe me because I was fat. Like who would believe a fat guy and everything? I was very affected by it. I took like maybe 2 months to get over it.
Oh,
Yeah, so on the show I'll be like, what do I say? This and
Like,
that.
it affected the way you thought about the kind of stories you could tell
Yeah.
on Real Talk, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah.
Wow, okay, yeah. I mean, we all appear on camera for Mothership, and we do get comments. Pris is the latest one. Welcome to the club. Because Pris is pretty new.
Okay.
Yeah.
No
she
hate
had
comments yet?
She's a salty girl. That's what the commenters
No,
know her for.
I just made a joke, and then I think like it was like it wasn't really out of context.
Yeah,
but,
maybe
like,
we
it
didn't
was
do you
just
justice.
No, but it was just like a one-liner, like maybe like that's how it should be in real life, blah blah blah. But I think it's, I won't say I was affected by it, but it's more of like okay, that's how an audience, like that's how it's like for an audience to like watch the video when they're not in the room. So I kind of understand where you're coming from for like saying that, okay, the mean comments, like that's just like, don't take it personally, because
Yeah.
it might not even be towards you, but but how the video is structured and how it's like, how the narrative is like. Yeah, so I guess like in a way, the hate comments and everything, you're in control of like the situation that you're in, I guess. Like whatever situation you're in, you literally have every right to like decide on what you should do after. So if you want to pay attention to the comments, you can, but if you just want to like take it in and turn it into something positive, I think that's good.
Yeah,
also.
use it for like self-reflection or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. I mean, don't take it too seriously, I would say. I like what was the comment that sticks out to me now is like, where did they find this host from a remote village in China or something?
Wow!
Yeah. Which I don't mind. I mean, like, I think, have you seen that girl on TikTok, the one who has like the cows or the buffalo that runs up to her? And
Yes,
she's
yes,
like
yes,
super
yes,
viral.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
she's from a remote village in China. She seems pretty cool. I wouldn't mind hanging out with her.
Wow, but that was intense. Like, whoa, relax. Where did that come from?
And and the other thing I get a lot is I'm Simon Boy's son.
Is it because of the tattoos?
I guess so. I feel like that's quite low level. And I
really
guess
think
Simon
so.
Boy also has right now a similar-ish haircut. He's
Like
growing
a
his
mullet?
back out. Yeah, he's got a bit of a
okay.
mullet nowadays. I don't know. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself a little bit at least. Alfie, I think yours is the worst to be fair. You've got like a forum thread on you on a unnamed. We won't name the forum because I don't want to give them the satisfaction. But you've got a forum thread on you. How do you feel about that? Because we saw the comments yesterday.
They dug out like my secondary school photos.
Horrible.
Why?
Yeah, horrible.
I don't know, but it's funny. I mean, like, I remember my friend sending it to me, and at first, I think I haven't been on like camera, like full body. Then it was like my first time being full body, and they're like, oh my god, she looks way worse in video. That was like the first, I got so affected. Like, I swear I didn't eat that day or something like that.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I was like so affected. Then like the other one that they saw was, what's that fish?
The Lohan
Lohan
fish.
fish.
Like, they were making fun of your forehead.
And they had a photo
Well,
of her.
Now I have bangs, so like maybe
You
that's
know what?
why.
I actually enjoy this kind of jokes. Because I am like that with my friends also.
Yeah.
So I actually enjoy this kind of jokes.
I
Funny,
guess it's different though when it comes from like a total stranger.
Yeah. I actually got one recently, like super recently in Japan, right? Because I went to a muscle girl bar, so I bought a muscle slap. Yeah, so I got slapped, right? And then like so many people were DMing me. So the next day I woke up, I released a story. I'm like, yo guys, I'm okay. Thanks for checking in on me. Someone replied, yo, she didn't only like smack you and woke you up. She smacked your hairline away. I was like, bro, but good one. Like I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Yeah. So it's like really it's how don't be so affected by it. And then I look at my hairline, like, okay lah, I didn't comb my hair properly that day. Like, okay lah, I deserved it.
How did you get over the fat comment from the one that you said?
Except that I'm fat lor.
Okay.
It's true. Like, if I ask myself, would I believe a fat guy? Yeah, probably I won't also. Like, I wouldn't want to say I won't believe. I would look at it, I'm like, are you sure or not? You know? It's like, maybe a one-legged guy telling you like he ran 100 meters in 9 seconds. You like, sure or not? You know? This kind of things. It's like, yeah lah. I would just question. Like, I would just, I understand that why are they questioning the truth, whether it's true or not.
I think you're someone that like, when I try and think of Singaporeans who grew up on the internet, like you guys, the people on Real Talk are, amongst the first people that come to mind.
Yeah.
Do you think you would be different if you weren't like always, like your life wasn't constantly exposed the way it has been over the last, 15, 17 years?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I've been in the creative industry for a very long time, right? So being an influencer was in a way my exit. Right, if let's say, and I'm a school dropout, so it's like it's not say where I quit the job I can jump to somewhere else immediately and have the doors open, right?
Yeah.
So for the longest time, like, do I really want to do advertising for the rest of my life? Because it's mad tiring, right?
Yeah.
And every time, like, it's quite repetitive if you keep having the same type of clients. So Real Talk got big, and I got famous from Real Talk. I got popular from Real Talk, and my followers started going up. I'm like, okay, this is something that maybe I can explore. Yeah. So when I left Real Talk in 2020, that's when it was a time where I needed to really explore all my options, right? So I feel like my resume looks good apart from the education part.
Yeah.
Like I've done amazing campaigns for like the government boards and everything. Or I try out this influencer journey because I know how much money they're making because I was the one who engaged them, right?
Yeah.
So I did both. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, you know what? Why not? Why would I stick on one? And it was COVID. So like I actually got accepted for a job and then they cancelled the contract because of lockdown. So I'm like, shit. That was when I sat down, I'm like, you know what? What am I actually good at? Right? And I have the creative part of me, the client serving part of me, the whatever creative agency does, and then I have the YouTuber side of me. So I matched both. So I started like filming shit on my iPhone first with mics. Yeah. And then from there, and then Cash Cloud called and like, yo, do you still want to do YouTube? To be honest, no. I was like, no, I didn't really want to do a show anymore. Like I wanted to concentrate on like Do Francis the channel. And then they were like, yo, we'll put money. Okay, can. Yeah. Like it was COVID lah. Like, you know, like whatever comes my way, I take. Yeah.
I must say that I do think that it is tougher for younger people now than it was for, because like when we were growing up, we're around the same age, right? You weren't on the internet unless you want it to be, basically.
Yeah.
Now for young people, it's like, you have social media. If you don't have social media, then you're going to be outcasted.
Yeah.
If you're not making TikTok videos, if you don't have a Telegram channel that you're telling everyone what you're up to or something like that.
It's a human right now, social media, I feel.
Yeah,
Or like
yeah.
data is a human right for me.
So you have to deal with like comments from like strangers the way that we would never have had to. I mean, you did because you were on Real Talk, but I would never have had to.
Yeah.
And I never did. But like for us, like, we've kind of signed up to being on camera. So nasty comments is part of the job.
I guess the
suppose.
creators, the Gen Z and the Gen Alphas, honestly, they have us to reference. But when we started, we had nobody to reference. Dude.
Yeah.
Like maybe the people in the US, we could
Yeah.
reference, right? But in Singapore, it was like, either you reference Chen Hao, and they also had nobody to reference, right? They were like, okay, like basically content creation now and previously, we really had to pick up the goddamn camera and learn, right? We had to learn like Photoshop, learn Adobe or whatever it is, right? Like I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because now we hold the skills. Yeah, we own hard skills that maybe many of us didn't had the chance to learn in school. Like we learn it ourselves.
I find it interesting because earlier you said that you are a creative, but like your approach to like comments is very like, like you can brush them off really easily. But I find like, okay, because I think I myself am a creative as well. I think, would you agree?
I agree.
Yeah,
I
okay,
agree.
good. And like especially when I first started, I mean, I did find myself quite affected by comments. So I find it interesting that you just seem to be able to brush it off or laugh at it.
Yeah, but then again, it comes with your experience lah.
True.
Yeah. I mean, if you ask like people like Hirzi, Muna, even like Sasha, all these guys who have been doing it for so long, even like Chen Hao, they will say the same thing. Like they've gotten over it. Like nothing can hurt us anymore, or nothing is new, right? Unless we really do something stupid lah.
Yeah.
Like then we deserve it, right? And then people hate us or whatever. Yeah, but like after a while, you just get used to it lah. It's like whatever you're gonna release. Like stupid comments is just part of the package.
Yeah, you got to be ready for it if you're gonna put stuff out there.
Exactly. And sometimes like when I do just saying, right, we purposely say stupid stuff so the comments come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That helps with engagement.
It helps, yeah.
As well. So
But you
maybe,
need to say it carefully lah. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's wrap up with this question. She, Swan, I, Frog. Maybe we can all give, I don't know, what I mean, since we all deal with like kind of comments and like semi-cyberbullying kind of thing, how do we deal with it? Why don't you kick us off, Alfie?
Deal with it. You have to if you are like already planning to put yourself out there. So it's part of the job.
But how do you make yourself feel better? You don't. You just cry.
don't. You take the comments and see what you can improve on. But maybe looks is a tough one, lah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll ask you about that in a bit. For me, I think similar to what other people have said, some of the comments, if they're constructive ones, if they're ones that you can work on, or things that you can reflect on, you can take that. The other ones, I mean, you just gotta somehow grow a thick skin and like learn to ignore it. I had one experience where someone wrote in an email and said like, why does that guy speak with such a cringy accent or something like that? Yeah. And then I like looked at it and then I was like, well, actually I have an explanation for why. It's because I grew up in different places and maybe I'm a bit confused, right? So I actually emailed that person back and said like, oh, here's the reason why I grew up in different places. Maybe I'm still, trying to find my own identity. And then she was like, then she responded and was actually really nice. She's like, oh, thanks for explaining That's actually really relatable, and I actually really like the work that you guys do.
Oh.
So I was like,
Oh.
oh, okay, that's kind
I
of
feel
a
like she
nice
took it back.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she felt bad after I explained it to her. I don't know. But thank you for that comment. So yeah, I think you just gotta figure out what is useful, what isn't useful, and try and ignore the stuff that isn't, super useful. What do you reckon?
Acceptance. Just accept your insecurities. Accept what you cannot do well. If you punch yourself first, nobody else can punch you. But in order for you to punch yourself, people need to tell you first. Like, oh, you have bad skin, oh, you have bad hair, or you're fat. Get used to it. Accept it. Like, oh yeah, I am fat, I have bad skin. So whatever people say, it's like, yeah, nothing new.
That's
Acceptance,
true.
yeah.
That's true. Like sometimes, if you have something, right, then if you joke about it first, then people can't say it back.
They can't
in
make
the same
fun of
way.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like within my group of friends, I don't know why suddenly, right, my memory is so bad, and when I speak, sometimes I will fumble a lot of words. So now in my group of friends, especially Muna and Herzi, they always say I have bad English.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very okay with it because it's funny.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get affected with, oh my god, I'm a host and everything. I cannot have bad English, and especially if I do comedy shows, I cannot have bad English, right? Yeah. So even during our most recent comedy show, with the Malaysians and everything, I fumbled so much during rehearsals. They were like, yo, this is funny. You need to fumble. You need to fumble on the show day, right? So on the show day, I was so nervous. I actually changed the words on the script. Yeah, so words like ostracize. Because I'm on stage, right? So I scared I fumble, I changed the word to make fun.
Oh.
Like that, yeah. Then they were like, why you never just fumble? This kind of things, yeah. So if you really accept, that's me accepting it. And then I change it. Yeah, so acceptance is really one of the key.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, salty girl, Pris. What's your advice to
Just
I Swan, I Frog? Is that the
I
name?
swan, I frog.
She swan, I
She swan,
frog.
I frog.
Yeah.
Just take control of the situation. You have full control. Whether you want to read it, I mean, you can, you don't. It's up to you. With all the other advices also, just consider what's constructive and what's not, and what you can do with the comments. Yeah.
Okay. So this question, and it's the final question from Stalked95. I've been followed home at night 3 times before by 3 different men in the past.
Wow.
And even though I've studied martial arts for the last 4 years to protect myself in these situations, I still find myself being scared to walk home alone at night. What more can I practically do to keep myself safe? So Stalked95 is asking how she can keep herself safe. She or he doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's some home alone shit, man.
Yeah.
Set up booby traps on the way home.
Wow. I don't think any of us can give you advice. Call the cops, man. Yeah. If they are following you all the way to your gate, put a CCTV outside.
Yeah, that's
you
freaking
need.
scary.
Or you know what's the better plan? Might sound dangerous. Lead them to the lift lobbies. There are cameras there.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So the idea is to catch their faces, right? And for you to catch their faces, let's say if you whip out a camera, they might hurt you, right? They might no, I'm not following you. Boom, they slap you, whatever the hell it is. So if let's say a safer option is to lead them to the lobbies, lift lobbies, then the cameras will catch them. Yeah, and then you can just call the police. Yeah, there are specifically cameras for the police,
Yes.
on at lift lobbies if you are living in a HDB lah. But if you're not, call a friend.
That is scary, actually.
I gotta say, I'm super impressed that you didn't take that as an opportunity to plug your boxing gym. we were like, this is a layup
Yeah.
for you.
Hey, I'm
It's
telling
here for
you,
him to talk about boxing.
even though I box, bro, a street fight, anything can happen, man. Yeah, really. You have to be like MMA or karate combat or whatever to handle a street fight.
They combat. Yeah.
Yeah. But no matter what skills you have, someone's always gonna be heavier than you. Someone's always gonna be bigger than you. So it's in the streets, knife and everything,
Yeah.
you don't know, man.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, the knife might come from behind even before you can throw a jab,
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You just never know if someone's a psycho, honestly.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say, lead them to the lift lobbies or call someone and put them on loudspeaker. And then
Yeah.
you say, hey, there's someone following me.
Actually, that's super. I was gonna say something similar. You FaceTime someone so that they know that someone knows where you are. But then I think saying out loud I think that there's someone following me could actually be
Yeah,
pretty good.
I think they will be scared. Or I mean, it can go either way. To
Yeah,
be fair.
yeah.
How about calling someone, right? You have no record. Go on live.
Yeah, live
Yeah,
stream.
go on a live stream.
Live stream.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
hey.
yes, like I think this guy is following me. Yeah.
I feel like this is probably not a thing that you and I will experience as much, but I don't know, Alfie and Pris, do you guys have experience with anything like this at all?
I had one. No, maybe not stalking, but like when I was in secondary school, so we had to walk from my school gate to the MRT, and it will pass like HDB. So it's those like we're on the top level, and then the HDB goes down, right? So the void deck. And then this guy like did the sound. Oh, I hate that
We
sound.
all know which generation he's from.
I
already,
hate that
ah.
sound up to now. Basically, like he just like his pants were down.
No.
Oh, it's a flasher.
Yeah.
Oh my god, where do you stay?
but
Yishun,
we
ah?
could see him we could see him following, but we like didn't really think about it
Mm.
because it's quite a long like walk. I cried.
Yeah, yeah.
I cried.
Yishun, sorry, I just thought. Did you catch that? Sorry, let's go on. I mean, how old were you again?
14.
Holy
Is
shit.
that young?
No, yeah, I mean,
What
like,
difference
no
does
matter
it make? So 18
no
what?
matter what
18 what?
age,
She'll be like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
okay, oh, you know what? Let me judge it.
Yeah, but I was so scared. I was so scared. Yeah, but that sounds still like
Haunts you.
it grosses me out.
Okay,
Yeah.
mine wasn't a stalking experience. Mine is
Oh.
even a weirder experience, though. Like, this guy is obviously not mentally stable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what he liked to do is, last time we always like to play soccer under the block, right? So he would like to take our slippers and smell.
Wow. Like he'll
So,
come
like,
up
Does
to
he
the
have a foot fetish?
I don't know. So, you know, like we use our slippers as goalposts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he'll run and he take.
Wait,
like that.
He's playing with you?
No,
Oh.
he's like a young
shoot.
kid who obviously not
Oh,
mentally
he's
stable
a
lah.
kid.
shoot.
Yeah.
It's a kid. Oh,
It's a
okay.
kid. Not that young. Okay, young lah, below 10.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
towards 10,
Yeah.
you know. And one day, so we ignore lah. Okay, like this guy is not mentally stable. Just let him smell lah. We just ask him, just put back after you smell. Right? But one day, I was walking home and he was chasing me from behind. But I wasn't scared because I saw him before.
How old were you at the time?
I was in secondary school. Like
Okay, so you're older than him.
yeah, older than
okay.
him. So I'm like, then he just kept chasing me. I'm like, what the hell is going on, right? Chase me. He just grabbed me on my leg, like hugged my leg and asked me to take out my slipper
Oh.
so he can smell.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, what the hell is going on, sir? Then I just let him smell lah.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, then I just like, you smell lah. Like he was grabbing my leg, dude. Like because he was small enough to just grab my leg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He just smell slipper, smell.
Oh,
Then I
jeez.
just went home and wash it. I don't know what issues he has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's he doing now? Do you know?
I don't know. I shifted out from that place already. Yeah.
Okay, but speaking of self-defense, right? We wanted to give you a chance to talk about your fitness journey. I think we wanted to find out about that.
Yes.
I mean, because earlier you were talking about the fat jokes and stuff like that.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
you posted it about it yourself. What inspired you to finally decide to lose weight?
I just never knew I was that heavy, to be honest. Like, I knew I was fat, but at that point of time, I had no idea about what fitness is, right?
Yeah.
So in my head, I was like, I was 85 kg at most. But I also realized that I couldn't fit into like Uniqlo clothes, Uniqlo pants and everything. And I'm like, then the brand is not for me. H&M I still can buy, right? So
European sizing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that one day I went home. I went to weigh myself because my stepmom bought a weighing scale. Like randomly bought a weighing scale.
like
I'm
a
like,
hit.
okay. Yeah, so I just stepped on it. I'm like, what the I was 110 kg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, that is very intense, like above 100, right?
Yeah,
I thought, and I didn't believe it. So I moved the, you know, like sometimes like on carpet it's different. The gravity is different, right? So I moved it to different places in my house, still 110 kg. That moment, I don't know what got to me. I just switched. The next day,
Wow.
I remember I saw a post that Faka Fast did. He was eating this food called YOLO food.
Mm.
And I think he lost like mad weight after like 4 weeks lah, because it was a meal prep, right?
Yeah.
It was during that same week also. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, like now, like on hindsight, I think God was already telling me like, okay, I serve you this post.
Yeah. It's
You
like
remember
a sign.
it? Yeah, and then suddenly weighing scale.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
think
so
it's your
that
algorithm lah, not God lah.
yeah, or something like that. The algorithm also tell my stepmother, right?
To buy a weighing scale. Yeah.
So then the next day I went to work. I went to search lah YOLO food, and thankfully like their central kitchen was just right beside my office.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh wow. So I started ordering it lah, and I expected it to be bland and like shit, but it was amazing. Like it was my usual meals on a daily, but it was just like calculated lah. So it was calculated calories, and they count it for you. Yeah. So I learned it on the job. So I was like, what is calorie counting? So basically, there's an online calculator where you can put your height, your weight, your age, and how active you are. And they will tell you a range of how much calories you burn a day without doing anything. Right? So as long as you're alive and breathing, you're actually burning calories. So basically, you have to eat below that. Yeah, so you have to eat below that amount of calories that you're burning per day. So I'm like, oh, okay. At that point of time, I was burning 2,800 calories. That's mad. That's a lot. Because, okay, if you're bigger, your body takes... you burn more because your body takes more effort to keep you alive. So I'm like, okay, I didn't know anything about calorie counting, right? So I ate 1,005 calories a day. And that's a huge deficit. Now on hindsight, now I understand fitness better, right? That's a huge deficit. That's why I lost weight so fast.
Right.
Yeah. So in 4 months, I lost 18 kg.
Wow.
Just by just eating YOLO food.
Yeah.
Right? And I think they started realizing that why is this guy keep ordering? So they reached out to me. They were like, yo, can we do you want to be our ambassador? So I'm like, oh wow, nice. Sure, let's do it, right? And then I did it. I think they sponsored me for like years. Every time I asked, they would send. Every time I asked, they would send. And they even like shout out Alex though. Alex is the founder of YOLO Food. Even allowed me to customize my meals according to my calories.
Okay.
Yeah. So after 4 months, I lost 18 kg by eating YOLO Food, and then I started working out. No idea on how to work out. All I knew is that the easiest form of workout is to run. Like everybody knows how to run.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody can run. Very accessible. So I had my colleagues with me to run around our office. We were working at Tai Seng. 1.5 kilometers I couldn't finish. Yeah, it was so bad. I didn't even have running shoes. I didn't even have running shorts. Nothing. So I was wearing boxers and running. I was wearing my Converse to run. Yeah. And then I learned everything else on YouTube.
Okay.
So I searched like what are some beginner workouts to do, and then I just went on YouTube, buy a pair of dumbbells, and just do it. Yeah. So then up to like maybe a year later, okay, at the point of time I was 86 kg already.
Yeah.
Right.
When was this? What year roughly?
This was during Real Talk. After Real Talk, maybe 2018 onwards.
Okay.
Yeah, 2018 onwards. I was stuck at 86 kg for like a year. I couldn't break it.
Did you have a target in mind, like a weight target?
Yeah, 70.
Okay.
Yeah. But some people tell me it was gonna be very hard. I'm like, doesn't matter as long as I push myself, right?
Yeah.
So even though I was running, I was training for a marathon. Actually, that was one of my best achievements ever, because when I started to lose weight and I started running, I had no idea about running, but I just kept posting that I was running. Stan Chart reached out to me.
Okay.
It's like, yo, do you want to run our marathon? We'll put you into training and everything. Yeah. So they brought me into a place called Coached. So basically what Coach does is that they put that whole thing on you.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically tracks your heart and everything, and basically tells you how you should be running lah. Yeah. So that was dope. Like from there I understood a lot about myself. How fast I could run. How far and how long must I run in order for me to burn more fat and everything.
Yeah.
So they teach you all of that. I still couldn't break weight. I was still 86 kg. I was burning 2,000 calories a day or whatever it is. I was like eating so much lesser and everything. I couldn't.
Did you feel tired? I mean, because if you're in deficit, right, your energy probably.
Yeah. I relied a lot on black coffee.
Oh.
Yeah. So just black coffee all the way, right? And then finally, someone asked me to pick up boxing. Like, yo, like you are doing LIST. Basically, it's low intensity state cardio, right? You need to do like high intensity, your HIIT. So it's different. Two different things.
Yep.
Basically, just based on how hard your heart is beating.
Yeah.
And you need to go above that. So I'm like, okay lah, try lah. I actually started out boxing at still boxing, right? And still boxing is a very different type of boxing. It's accessible to anyone, and you go there, you just punch the bag.
It's like a boxer size kind of.
Boxer size, like so you don't know anything. You learn you learn the basics, but you learn no technique, nothing. You just 30, 45 minutes straight, just go ham on the bag, right? So I went. Did it for like 3-4 months, and I'm like, you know what? I'm actually very interested in boxing. So then I started to pick it up like properly, because my sister-in-law had a friend at work who was a boxing trainer, and he has been boxing for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So then he reached out to me. He was like, yo, like I can be your PT. So that's when I started boxing. So I started boxing like properly 2019.
Yeah.
Fell in love with it because he was a great coach, and we always had an idea to open up something together. And that's Six Boxing lah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So my business partner is this guy called Faik and Ben. So Faik is our head coach, and he was the one who taught me boxing lah. So after I boxed 86 kg, I went all the way down to 72.
Wow, nice. So you hit
Yeah.
your target pretty much.
Same diet, same amount of workouts. I went all the way down to 72, but I was flabby lah. Yeah, so because I didn't care about going to the gym and everything, I was just like cardio, diet, and then I started strength training. Yeah.
Have
So
you
it's
done
like-
Have you done a fight yet?
No, I have problems with my eyes, so I did LASIK,
Okay.
and then I did, and my degree was quite bad, so I was like 800,
Oh, okay.
right? So it was really quite bad. So my cornea was very thin already after the LASIK, and I did the LASIK actually was for combat sports. So there are different kinds of LASIK lah. So my one like I did it for combat sports because the doctor asked. I said yeah, I do combat sports. But after that, after the surgery, I think my cornea is a bit too thin. So now every time I get punched in the eye, like it will be a very sharp pain,
Oh.
and I cannot open my eyes.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
so like every time I spar with a nose bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, in which like a bit unfair lah. Yeah.
So that's out of the question for you to do like a match
No,
or something like
no.
that.
I feel like I've given boxing enough time already. Like I was training 5 times a week. Yeah, so I really indulged myself in that, that sport. And whether I'm good or not, I honestly I don't care because it's like my purpose was to just lose weight.
Yeah.
And every time someone asks me how to lose weight now, I always say pick a sport that you like. Because when you like doing a sport, you are not thinking about like how hard is it
Yeah.
or whatever. And pick a sport you like and also your dieting lah. These two. Yeah, I mean you don't have to be the sexiest body in the world. What? You just need to hit a certain target. You just need to make sure that the next time you climb up the stairs you're not panting. Yeah, it's these types of things. Now I see fitness very differently. Yeah, like even though I hit the gym like 4 or 5 times a week, right? And now I rarely box already. So I just concentrate on my diet and the gym. But I see my time in the gym as more of mental training than like physical training.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause like now I'm getting busier, I'm getting older, I'm getting lazier. Like
Yeah.
how long can I keep up with working out? So even like this morning though, I woke up, I'm like, oh my god, I have a shoot. Should I work out and everything? Look, I just literally just drank 1 coffee and like walk out the door. Yeah, like I
Like,
really
kinda force
on
yourself
some
to
days
do
I
it.
really have to force myself. Yeah. So that is not like some people call it toxic. Like, like so your body needs rest or whatever. But to me, it's really mental training. It's like really discipline. Discipline is like what Mike Tyson said, right?
Yeah.
Discipline is doing some things you don't like to do. Yeah.
What's it like owning a gym? I mean, is it fun?
Uh
Stressful? Is
it
this the
is.
first kind of business? I mean, apart from like what you're doing with Backstage Bunch, is it the first kind of business
yes.
you've owned?
Yes. It is. I used to sell durian. No, you know that?
Oh, wow.
It was an experiment like during COVID.
Durian.
Durian.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Durians.
I saw this.
Yeah, durian. DEWRIN. Yeah. Yeah. So that was one hell of an experience. So now I actually understand the durian market. Again, COVID times, right?
Yeah.
I was scrambling, finding everything to do. I met a durian supplier. So I'm like, yo, can I OEM your shit? Right? So you reach out to he sells at the Bedok market.
Yeah.
Bedok 85. So he's like, oh, most of my customers are all old people. So I'm like, okay, like, like I bring you the young crowd lah, but I just use your one. You pack for me everything. I just bring you the orders. So I did that. Honestly, a lot of money to be earned, but
The durian, yeah.
yeah.
sure,
But the durian market, like because of the fluctuations every day, like sometimes it's not sustainable. So even if you lock your price, you might be too expensive. Yeah, and the older generation, they know their durian, and they know the market. Like they have Facebook groups telling them how much they should pay for the day type shit, man. Yeah, so that was my first.
They got like Apple stocks, but like durian. Like,
Yeah.
you see the-
Really.
Yeah.
And I cause I live near a lot of durian places, so like you will see lah, like they will use their group chat and say, oh, this place is this price.
No tricking them, man.
Yeah, no tricking them. Yeah, so that was in a way first type business. Yeah,
Okay.
and then but I mean legitimate like outside of online. My first offline business, Six Boxing. Running a gym never a dream of mine. It's just that I liked working out.
Yeah.
I actually thought that I believed in a message that I was sending, right? Because if I could do it, anybody could do it, right? And I believe that my way of doing it was not as intense as other people. Like I was real because I had no knowledge of working out and I learned it myself. So I didn't come from a personal trainer point of view, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna science you down all the way or whatever. Like, I really came from a regular guy. Yeah. So after running it a while, of course it's very tiring. I never understood how tiring it would be. Because in my head it's like, okay, run classes and everything, but it's really a lot of hands and legs. Running a gym, the most important part of the gym is, especially like a martial arts gym, is community. For you to start a community, you need to be physically there, right?
Yeah.
Community breeds community, and like how the community behaves is really dependent on the owners, the one who leads the community. So at first, I mean, our jobs were very simple. Like I do the marketing, Faik does the coaching, Ben does the finance stuff. So each of us were doing things that we couldn't. Basically, each of us were doing the things that none of us could do.
Yeah.
Basically, Like I can't coach. I have no like awards under me or whatever. I cannot do finance. I am not qualified to do finance. Both of them don't know how to do marketing. So okay, we all have our own jobs. But after a while, like
You
everything
kinda got
interlapses.
crossover.
Yeah. So, my advice to anyone who is planning to open up a gym, if let's say you're already a PT, ask yourself, why do you want to open up a gym? Right? Because the revenue that you're getting from a gym, in your head, it might be a lot, right? But if you compare to how much you're spending now, where PTs rent gyms, that's like $30, $40 a session, right? You walk back with like $100. But when you start a gym, you get paid last, dude. Yeah.
You got all these like overheads and costs that you
Yeah,
have
your
to pay
overheads, your
for.
costs,
You gotta pay
your-
the salaries.
Yeah,
things
and
like that,
coaches. Yeah, and if you're not at a good location, we were thankful we were in the CBD, right? But CBD also has its downs. And the downs is that people are only free in the morning or the night. So in the afternoon, lull period all the way.
Yeah.
So essentially, and my gym is not that big. It's like 2,000 square feet, but split into two. So we have a basement gym, like actual traditional gym, and then boxing is upstairs. So 1,000 square feet, we can only take like 10 students, right? So in a way, our revenue is capped.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if let's say we take 500 members, but we cannot serve them, how? Like people will drop off, right? Yeah. So it's this kind of like hidden problems that people don't see. You really need to consider this lah. Best way to look at it is like look at Evolve, MMA, right? I feel like they are huge. Every hour they can take like 100 students because they have 10 classes going on at the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah, that is like great money lah. Especially for a martial arts gym, don't start it if you don't live and breathe it.
Yeah.
Very important. Like it's not football where you just play every Sunday, Like these people really want to fight. These people like, and everybody says boxing is a lonely sport. It's true. It's really true. And sometimes as coaches, you just need to be there for them. Yeah. And if you don't live and breathe it, if you just take it as a sport, don't start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so for Stock 95, boxing is probably not the answer to this situation, but if you do want to get healthy in a fun way,
Yeah.
six
Fast.
boxing, right?
Yeah. Six boxing, you can come to the gym. I mean, a lot of people who don't know how to box come to my gym. And that's exactly what we sell lah, like beginners come, because I didn't know how to box also. Yeah, and our coaches are all very nice. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I think that's all the time we have for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us.
No
today.
worries, man. Thank you for having me.
We'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh, and this episode was powered by Audio-Technica. See you guys.